Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you every single mock that I have up at this current moment. The reason why I'm going to do this is because I want them all to be immortalized on film, because a lot of them are about to be broken because I'm going to be doing a new reimagined series. I might do specific reviews for some of these mocks, but there are a lot that I'm just going to immediately break because they're not very cool. We're going to start with this band. It doesn't really have many guys in it. This guy, his gun is broken, but I think he was in a video before. He looks pretty cool. None of these characters are really named. I'm just going to kind of give you a back and front look at him and then throw him off to the side. This guy actually had a build video. He's completely destroyed, so that's actually... It's pretty cool he has a build video because he was one of my favorite smaller mocks. And if I want to remake him at some point, I can. These were both Star Wars buildable figures. Then this was a dog thing at one point, but it's kind of just a mass of parts at this point. Then this is going to be the worst bin, by the way. Almost all of these guys are just destroyed. This guy was pretty cool at the time. He used to be very armored and he had a big sword. And that's nothing. And this corroder guy is cool. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his other claw, but this is a Ninjago dragon wing piece, and I made him his, I guess, his acid launchers, but without this piece. I was trying to make a smaller version of corroder, and so I thought it was really cool that I used those Bionicle blade pieces. And there's not really anyone else left, so now we'll move on to the next bin. So this bin has quite a few mocks in it. So most of these were just background characters for stop motions at one point or another. I actually really like this guy's claw. He uses one of those Brocky back or head connection pieces. That's really cool. And we've got... can't remember what this guy's name is. Is it Antrax or something? This guy's pretty cool. It's kind of like a revamp of him. And then we have this Thunder Mock. This is pretty recent. I might do a review of him. I mean, this isn't really a Thunder Mock. This is kind of just a guy with Thunder's head. Doesn't really have any similarities besides the color scheme. Then this guy was really cool. He was for a miniature mock series I was doing. He was going to get a build video. I might review him, but he's really cool. I like how he looks. Then this guy is a little destroyed. He's for a stop motion. And then we have a Vorox character, I guess. Then some of these were made by my brother at one point or another, just backgrounds for stop motion. A lot of these guys are very similar. That's Finn. Then that guy's pretty cool. He's been reviewed before though, so I won't spend any time on him. This was a bike at one point, but it was really too small for anyone to fit on. And this is an incomplete mock, but he was going to be a big one. I remember I was focusing on a lot of different leg joints in this build. I wonder if this would have actually supported him. I feel like these would have just been annoying and wouldn't have really supported his weight much. Then this guy is really cool too. I like him a lot. Then that's just nothing. Then this guy is pretty cool. This is another one made by my brother. I really like this shield. It looks pretty cool. This guy is decent. I'm going through these guys very fast because, as you can see, there are quite a few of them. He's another made by my brother. So is this guy. Actually, most of this bin, there's another one, made by my brother. Then that was for a dragon at one time. It was going to be massive, but I didn't have the parts back then. And this is a dinosaur head that I was making, and it's missing some teeth, but it looks really cool. It used to have a headpiece at the back that kind of completed it all, but this was a cool head. I should make a guy for it, actually. That would be pretty cool. Then this is kind of a Vampra revamp or downgrade at the moment. He looks kind of cool. I really like this guy. he has been reviewed and built also on camera. And this is for a speeder that I did not finish, a 2-person speeder. I could actually probably finish that, but since I'm doing 1.0 reimagined, I feel like I need all the parts. Oh, and this was gonna be a mock at one point or another. And then this guy is pretty cool. He's missing his chest plate though. He's a miner. As you can see, he has 2 drills. I could probably review him. He's not the lamest. And here's another made by my brother. And that's that bin. This bin, we'll get into some cooler guys. This guy's for a stop motion, but he's kind of incomplete right now. Throw him off. That's a Praetorian Guard. Ooh, I really like this guy. He has all the transparent spiky ball pieces. This guy is awesome. I'll have to actually review him. Then this guy is really cool too. He was just never really seen. This guy looks pretty cool. I'm gonna get a few angles of him. I'll be able to rebuild him if I just see some of him. I won't do a build video for him. This was something. I don't remember what he was or what he looked like really. Then this guy's pretty cool too. I can't remember this guy's name, but he has a lot of very cool blade pieces. Then this was somebody. I don't know what he was for. This guy's pretty cool. He's been built on camera too. I have a build video for him. And we've got Kylo Ren. Honestly, these Star Wars buildable figures have a lot of good pieces, but they're all kind of cursed, and so I think that's why nobody really bought them. Then this was a Furno 2.0 reimagined idea. So I was trying to, here's a completed Evo, except for the hand. So I was going for 2.0 sets, but where I actually would build their chest plates. And I made a few of them, and they look pretty good, but that series was going to require me to buy too many Lego pieces. It was going to be very expensive, and so I didn't wind up doing that. I might in the future. We'll have to see how 1.0 Reimagine goes, but 1.0 Reimagine will be pretty cool. Oh, also this guy is, I actually really like him. Shouldn't just glance over him because he's pretty cool. Fortunately, he'll be broken very soon. This guy's also cool. I gave him rotating calves. It looks kind of silly, but for a robot, that could actually be very useful. Then that's a rotor. I'm assuming for a rotor mock at one time. That's another Star Wars guy. I don't know what that is. This guy had a raven head. He was pretty cool back in the day. It's another Star Wars guy. I bought a lot of them recently. Then this guy has a really cool double barrel shotgun, if you can see that. Then this guy was also one of my favorites back in the day. He's destroyed. Ooh, we've got the Scout Trooper. This guy, I really like him. Where's his head? Here it is. He has a weird head. Those are pieces from the Scout Trooper's speeder bike, and I used those stickers as eyes. I think that looks cool. He has kind of a rotating jaw too. That's interesting. But I really like these blade pieces. Those are from the Praetorian Guard set. I like this guy though. I might review him. Then this is another small mock. He's alright. I think he just has too much of that trans yellow. I think it kind of stands out too much. This guy, he was an experiment. I built him off of one of those Meteor Blaster ball holder pieces. That's pretty cool. He's very small too, so he would be able to be in a stop motion. I like this guy. I might keep him up. I don't see why I would have to break him. Then we've got Jimmy, a small Jimmy build. Then another miniature mock. He's pretty cool. I really like these Hero Factory green shield pieces. Can make good use of those. Might keep this guy up. I don't see a reason to break him. And I've always liked his design. And then we have another pretty cool guy right here. He's missing that armor plate. And I think this is the last row. So I built a Thrasher, or I mean it's a Thresher build from 1.0. So he was just bulk, but with a dark green helmet. And I made his helmet look a little bit grittier than most of the Hero Factory pieces. I coated it with green paint and I did a black wash. And I chipped the helmet a little bit with something to make him look battle damaged. And then I put glue over it to try to seal it to where the paint wouldn't rub off. But I'm seeing some green right there on my finger, so I don't think it worked. Then we have a Stormtrooper, and it looks like just assorted parts, so I think it looks like that's all for that band. This next band has a lot of my favorite guys in it. This guy is a little incomplete at the moment, but I made 6 soldiers that all had the same helmet with the Imperial sign on it, but they weren't for Star Wars. I just thought that's a pretty cool symbol, and so I just used it to make my own small military force. And they all had this shield too, kind of like a riot shield, and they all had different guns. I'll put them off to the side so I can show them to you with all of them together. That's Corroder, but it's not a mock. Then small Speeda Demon. So I was doing like a 4.0 reimagined, or not 4.0 reimagined, a 4.0 stop motion with a bunch of the smaller, like, mini stomachs. I was making all of the guys, but with a mini stomach form. So that's why you're seeing a lot of what looks like Hero Factory characters shrunk down. Here's, I guess that's a Corroder mock. He was just an extra for a stop motion. Then this guy is pretty cool. He has an interesting mouth design. And this guy was for a stop motion too, just for a side villain. I have a lot of stop motions that would have been really cool, but they don't get finished because it takes a while. And this guy used to have Krager's head from Chima, and so he was really cool also. My brother actually made him. Then it's just a random mock. Then this guy, he was a bug guy. He actually was in a stop motion that was halfway completed. Here's another one of those military guys I was telling you about. And he actually has a pump action shotgun that works. That's pretty cool. I'll put him off to the side. And here's another one. I think this was one of the bigger ones, because he has his own custom stomach. Or, well, not really custom. This guy is also really cool. And here's another one of those guys. This was one of the worst ones. He wasn't very unique. Well, I mean, they're all black and gray, so their color schemes aren't really what's unique about them. Ooh, Iron Man. This was actually a good set for all the armor plates, but that head is bad. It was the best of the Marvel buildable figures and of the DC buildable figures because it's a robot. But, like, the Joker head looks terrible. I don't think it's in here, unfortunately. If you don't know what it looks like, look up Lego buildable figures Joker. Oh, and here's Batman. What they tried to do for a cape was really bad. They just put stomach armor plates, but they were in blue. But this will give you the idea. So, like, this was the cape, but it had tail pieces. Like, it used these for the tail pieces. And so, they should have just made him a cape. It looked really bad. I need somebody to make a really cool Batman mock, though, just because we have this head. I might try that sometime. Because you could, but their builds were just so bad that it made the heads look worse, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if the builds had been good, then the heads wouldn't have looked as bad, I feel like. This was gonna be a MOC with two guns. I could actually finish that. This was his head. He needed a neck, though. I think these went around like that. He would have been interesting looking. Oh, that's a Chima buildable figure. That's another one. And then this guy's been up for ages. He'll never get broken. He's from my childhood. A weird MOC I made. Very weird. Here's another one of those little military guys. They all had grenades, but I didn't find all of the pieces to finish off the grenades, so some of them just have clips on one of those, like, T pieces. And this guy, he's interesting. And that's basically just the guy from the dropship. I think he had different feet, though. Well, that's honestly exactly just the guy from the dropship, but just with a different feet. This guy is in a stop motion. It hasn't been edited yet, but I need to edit it because it's a cool video. I feel like everybody will like it. I don't remember what this was. Don't remember whose head he had. It's a small meltdown. Ooh, I didn't know I had nothing one of those. And this is, this is the last of the military guys. He has a sniper rifle, which I really like that design too. It's kind of a light gun. This guy was one of my favorites just because of his gun. And he has a huge eye. I feel like that's a good detail. He probably, I mean, he's a robot. I put the scope on the sniper rifle just so it would be a little easier to tell that it's a sniper. But I feel like with robots, he might not have to have a scope. I feel like his eye would just be good enough to make the shot. We have a tiny breeze, and then a tiny drill dozer. This was kind of cool. This was made for that meltdown guy. Just a small version of his hand, but like he didn't have this hand in the set, if you don't remember. So I gave it a hand. That way he can actually hold weapons. And that looks like everything. Oh, that was Thunder. So now on to the next. This one is just mainly full of parts, but it has a few MOCs. This was a giant speeder I made. There's a video of it from way back in the day. It's pretty cool. I haven't completely taken it apart yet, as you can see. Then this guy, very recent. Really don't like him, but he's still up. He needs to get destroyed, though. Then this guy, I just made in my spare time for fun. Just making a giant MOC, but he's not very cool. He basically has Gadunka's legs and his head, and then just an extended body. He's giant too, if you can't tell. I'll move the camera up a little bit. He's really big, if that helps. He's taller than these bins, and they're at least a foot tall. And we have an axe on, but besides that, I think that's all. So now I'll show you the pile of guys. So here's the entire pile, and I was going to show you those military guys all together. So I think I'll do that on a separate shot so it can be more zoomed in. So here they all are together, and I think I'll do a video with all of them. I'll fix them up a little bit because I think they're missing a few pieces. But they're pretty cool, as you can see. Might do a build video for each of them also. I'm going to keep a few of these MOCs up, but basically all of the pile that you saw is going to get broken. Because I'm going full force into this 1.0 Reimagined series, and so I'm going to need as many pieces as possible. So that's really all I have for this video. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos.